So have you ever found yourself in a new city? Now you're in unfamiliar territory and you're trying to figure out what your next move is because you just caught a unicorn of a ride? Well, what if I told you there's a simple trick? It's hidden in plain sight on the driver app, and that it can help you spot the hottest surge zones and keep you from second guessing and missing out on big earnings. Well, in this episode, guys, I'm revealing how that humble coffee cup icon isn't just a symbol, but it's actually your secret weapon for staying ahead of the algorithm, tracking surges, and making smart moves that even when you don't know the area, it can turn confusion into cash. So no matter where you drive, this coffee cup can be your lifesaver. It can help you make more money, and I'm going to explain more detail exactly why I love the coffee cup. So like and subscribe, guys. Stay tuned. Let's get into this episode. Alright guys, so think about it like this, right? You work in Palm Beach normally. So you're in Palm Beach and you're at the airport, or maybe you're just somewhere in Palm Beach and you get this nice good ride, but it's down to Miami, down to South Beach or Brickell, one of those areas, because obviously both areas got some money. There's a good chance those people got houses in both areas, or their friends got houses in those areas, whatever, right? So you're really familiar with Palm Beach, but you're not really familiar with Miami. So in this episode, I went down to Miami. I had some stuff I had to do, but I filmed South Beach. I filmed a little bit by the cruise terminals. I filmed a little bit by the airport, and I filmed down there in Brickell. So, you know, if you've ever been to Miami, it's got a lot of construction going on, but there's a lot of money down there also. And you get a lot of tourists. You're gonna get a lot of people that speak different languages. You're gonna get people from all over the world. That airport is an international airport, so you're gonna get a lot of people flying in for a lot of different things any day of the week. So stay tuned with this episode. I'm gonna show you guys some clips from when I was in Miami filming, how I used this coffee cup to use it to help me navigate through all the madness, all the traffic, and how to catch surges when I don't even know what areas have surges in. So stay tuned. I'm gonna kind of explain it all for you guys. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, I do appreciate it, because it does help kind of push this out to more drivers or more people that might be interested, especially coming up soon when I cross the whole 50 United States, or all 50 states in the US, Ubering at the same time. So like and subscribe, it does help. I do appreciate it, guys. Just think, if you just subscribed, I'd have one more person. Welcome to Miami. Look at that. We're in Miami today. I gotta go wash the car real quick because it was raining when I left where I was at, but now you can see all of that. It's crazy. I was here yesterday. I was here for a little bit yesterday, but it was raining, a bunch of other stuff. So today I'm gonna show you what it's like to Uber in a whole nother city that you ain't got no clue nothing about. So I gotta pay attention though, because this place is crazy though. It's super confusing. Miami is super confusing. I've never Ubered here. I've never done anything here, so I don't know what it's like. That's why I'm going to show you guys what it's like when you get a good ride. You go somewhere and you're not really sure where, you know, you're not really sure like how to navigate, because like this place is crazy. It's got a lot of one-way streets, a lot of construction, a lot of traffic, a lot of crazy drivers. Not as bad as Atlanta, but definitely crazy. Atlanta will be definitely a beast of its own once I get up to Atlanta, but that's gonna be later on in the year though. I ain't gonna be up to Atlanta until probably, I want to say, September. It'll be September, Labor Day or something like that, probably there before that, because I'll be back down here in August. I will do a few episodes, go to Orlando, I'll stop by Jacksonville one time, and then I will be up in Atlanta, Savannah, Tennessee, and then work my way across the US 365 days, which I'm gonna try and do it like 355 or something. I'm gonna try and beat that whole day mark, but the problem is Uber, I got to basically switch states, so that's gonna be the issue, but I have a way around it. You'll have to wait, watch, and find out. See, I'm in a tunnel. Look at this. It's crazy. Now that's gonna make for a good intro to a video right there, but I've never been in this. This thing is crazy. Look how crazy. It's kind of cool, but hey, I'm in Miami Beach. I hope I went to the right way, because I have no clue where I'm going to. Like, I've never been over here, so that's what I'm trying to show you guys. Like, what do? I don't know, I'm kind of sightseeing at the moment, but at the same time, we're gonna see what it's like. These people are like flying by me like I'm going slow, but I'm going like 40 miles an hour. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I guess this is the cruise terminal, so I think I got off at the wrong thing, but it's a cool tunnel, got to see it, so we'll see what happens. So now I'm going over to South Beach, see all the little cruise ships. I don't know if you can see them, but you got tons of cruise ships, all that over there. I mean, it's crazy how big it is. And that wasn't even as many cruise ships as was yesterday. I guess they all left out on a Sunday, probably makes sense. But got a little bit more of an idea today just because of the fact that I was here yesterday for a little bit and it was raining, stuff like that. But I tell you what, try to navigate a city that you're not used to is definitely hard. Like, it's definitely a challenge. Like, I'm in an area, I don't know where nothing's at. All I know is whatever Uber's map tells me, whatever Gridwise tells me. So I got to go both off of those two things just to ride around and navigate this city. And then the biggest problem is the hotels and stuff. Like, I'll drop people off, like, they're not ordering Uber Black, so it's not like, I don't know, that high-end type of service, but I still like to try to do what I can for people. But I don't always know the best spot to go into the hotel because I'm not from this area. I don't work this stuff. So that's the issue you're gonna run into, and that's why I'm trying to do it like this, just to show you, like, all right, so what if you get there, what do you do? Like, if you're not from there, how are you supposed to know? And look at all these huge cruise ships. You got a big Navy vessel, or not Navy, but it's like a medical vessel, but it's just craziness. Like, trying to navigate, it was rough, but I'm gonna do like a full good chunk of time. So what I noticed about Miami Beach or South Beach is they got a lot of, it's like $3 rides, so their price point's a lot lower than like Jacksonville. Even when you're bar hopping, they were like $5. I don't know if it's a bigger city, more drivers makes that price lower because more people are manipulated and take lower prices. I don't know, but I'm about to find out. Sure, by the end of the year, once I do all these cities, we'll have a good idea what it's like in every city and what it's like when we're doing this, because I know Jacksonville pretty well. I know Orlando all right. I've done the St. Augustine, done all that, but you know, Miami's like totally different, a lot bigger, so I don't know. I know there's a lot of Uber drivers. I know there's a lot of like DoorDash guys on mopeds. There's little robots that go around that are delivering food and stuff. So it's just definitely a whole different area, a whole different vibe. So we'll see what it's like. My first ride was like $2.71, but it was like a short little trip. It's literally right around the corner. So even though it's low and I had to do a bunch of them, for just a quarter-mile trip to pick up and a quarter-mile to drop them off for like $3, really not too bad if you think about it, with all the people that think about their mile, cost per mile, because I'm not really wasting no energy, no time, no gas, just not really making that much money. Hopefully I can turn these little short trips into some tips added to them. That will really make these things profitable. But I didn't get none yesterday, so I'm not really sure. I don't know. You would think down there a lot of people got money, maybe so, but that's not always the truth. Because I've had a lot of rich people be stingier than people that don't have any money. So, because people that don't have money that work for tips, they're more likely to tip you because they know how it is, even though they don't really have money. You would think it'd be the opposite. You think it'd be the people that have money would tip you a lot more than other people, but that's not the issue. I know that from waiting tables. That's just how it is. But let's see today if I can turn these little short trips into some profitable trips. If not, I mean, it's whatever. I came down there for some other meeting with somebody else about the advertising, so it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, I lost a lot of time yesterday and the day before. I still got to work. I still need to make some money. So today I'm being more aggressive, being more strategic. As you already know, I already got that little coffee cup hit. Makes it easier in this area. So let me pick this person up. Let's see what's going on. So I dropped them off, right? And so you have to be careful in a city that you're not used to, because when you do the GPS, it'll show different crazy stuff. Like if you look how it curves, so you might not know if it's an underpass, overpass. You got to really pay attention, but you can see how their surges are coming because of the rain and stuff. So that rain really makes it difficult too. So I had to pass them off. I told her, you know, I'm just here for the day, whatever. Now, she probably didn't understand why, but if she sees YouTube, she'll probably eventually see me and she'll be like, oh, that's why he was doing that. Because a lot of times I even say with the sign, like, hey, I got a sign on top. They don't have no idea what I'm talking about until they see it. Same way it was her shit. I didn't go through the whole spiel and explain it. They were talking about work, whatever. I don't care. I don't tell everybody. It's not a big deal. I just explained to her why I might not know the area too well, but I can navigate through any city. It's just I gotta pay more attention because I can't really already know where I'm going. So that's why when you're doing stuff like that, you just gotta pay attention. It can be hard sometimes, but you really gotta focus and, you know, just pay attention to the signs where you're going. It's really not that big of a deal. Dang, I should get gas over here, $3.59. I'll come back and get it. The $3.59 is cheap. Oh wait, I'm crazy. $3.59 is not cheap. I'm thinking $2.80, $2.59. Yeah, that's expensive. I should have filled up in Opalaco. It's like $2.69. That's the difference. But yeah, I wouldn't even pay attention. But you can see out there a bunch of surges. I'm about to go back to South Beach. I'm gonna wait for that surges. I'm gonna keep working. I'm making some money and doing pretty good. What my strategy I figured out now. So this is what you do is, it's gonna take a few practice runs in a new city to figure out. But what I do is I go to South Beach and then I pick up a ride going to Brickell. Those are usually $12, $15, $20 rides. That's not bad. You're going from one good area to another good area and do that. Then the cruise lines, I don't know if they're gonna be busy day. I might have to hit those back in August. I might have to do that. I'll time it out to like a Sunday or Monday. Might have to do a little research for that because it's cruise lines, see what times they're leaving or whatever. But the main thing is I'll go hit the airport a little later. It should be busy. I'll kind of do that towards the end when I leave out, because that way I can get a ride north, maybe Palm Beach, maybe Fort Lauderdale. And that's how you use it to your advantage, is I'm working my way back north. So that's what I'm gonna do, is hit the airport. So anytime you're trying to work your way back to where you came from, if you came a long distance, if it's a bigger city, you got an airport, hit the airport and try to find a ride that's going back in that direction. That's your best chance. And that's the best thing you can do. And that's the time when you just want to go to the airport without even really trying to get to the airport. Different strategies come through different things. So you just have to kind of learn it as you go. So now I got to pay attention. I got to get back over here onto South Beach. Let me ask you a quick question. Why are you not subscribed yet? It does help. I'd appreciate it. So it got real bad with rain. I'm trying to get back. There's just so much traffic. But for the day, I really didn't do too bad for coming down here. I made like $57, but the traffic was just so bad. I had a few other things I had to do. But that just tries to go to show, like, when you have a good day, when you don't know the city, you can make some money if you just stay for a while and then catch a ride from the airport and go back to try to catch something that's going back towards that way, or maybe even just catch something good and then leave after that. At some point you might have to ride back empty, but there is ways you can ride back with money. Like, you can literally, but it's just going to take longer. So that's the main thing, is when you go to another city, you take that good ride, stay there for a minute, work a little bit, and then you can always hit that airport and leave with something good, or leave with something decent, try it out. But you always got to remember, what is your time limit? What are you trying to do? Because trying to get back at a certain time, you can get back without being empty. You can get lucky and catch something that might go back all the way. Like if I go to Orlando, I might could catch a ride if I get lucky all the way back to Jacksonville, because I've had the people that I've taken to Orlando say, man, it's hard to get a ride back to Jacksonville. But that's like a unicorn. That's super rare to get that. Like, I've been there how many times and never got a ride that said Jacksonville. I would have took it, and never once did I do it. But I could work my way up, back up through, take a ride out to Daytona and then work way back up that way. So there's always ways to do it, but it boils down to how quick are you trying to get back, what time of the day it is. Like right now, you see all the traffic right here in Miami. It's raining. So if I go try the airport, I try to wait. I might get something north. I might get something south. So you never know. So then I could be here longer. So if you've seen a few of those clips where I was in Miami, right? Miami's got tons of construction. They got overpasses, underpasses. They got all kinds of different stuff going on. So being in Miami and then never being down there is very hard to navigate. But that's why I try to focus on that coffee cup, because that coffee cup doesn't only help increase your chances of catching a surge, but it helps you when you're driving the passengers. Because think about it like this, right? I got a ride from South Beach. I had 2 girls, taking them down to Brickell's to another hotel for whatever reason. Well, I got to travel through all kinds of stuff. I even told the girl, like, I'm not even from here. I'm just down here for the day. I was just filming for episode blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, well, is this the address? You know, she got kind of worried, which is fine. I understand that. But I'd try to show this, and if she's watching, you guys could see that I can go anywhere and drive. But to help with that confusion, with that madness, if I have that coffee cup paused after I pick up that ride, I'm not getting bombarded with these crazy offers and then trying to figure out, is it worth taking, is it not worth taking, you know, all that while I'm still trying to navigate through traffic. Because, you know, one wrong turn can end up on an overpass, and with all the traffic they already got, it could take a long time to get back. It could add a lot more money to their ride. I'm not trying to do that. So I don't always tell people I'm not from that area because of the fact that I don't want them to get worried like I'm gonna get lost. But sometimes it's good to do that, because if something does happen, at least they understand. They're not thinking you're just doing it on purpose. But look, I apologize, you know, I'm not from here. I just was down here. I caught a ride. I'm down here, and I'm trying to do my best. So people appreciate transparency. That's why I always try to be transparent about everything that I do, because I want you guys to know that I deal with the same issues you do. I'm just trying to help you navigate it. I take whatever problems I run into, I make content with it, and I show you guys what you could do. So when you get in that situation, you're already prepared. You're one step ahead. And using that coffee cup is that one step ahead. It does help you beat the algorithm, helps you stay ahead of the algorithm. It increases your chances of catching surges so that your rides are more money. And it also keeps the confusion down, because when I'm driving through those city streets, there's a lot of construction, there's a lot of overpasses and underpasses, there's a lot of traffic, it was raining, so you got all those elements that literally can make it so hard to try to navigate an area that you're not used to. But it can still be done, and you could still do it. So that's why I say that coffee cup, if you press it, I always wait until they're about to get in the car. I've done it when they're in the car. I don't know if they pay attention, but especially if you get a girl or something, you press pause and stuff like that, they might be wondering why you're not trying to take new rides. Like, what is this guy doing, blah, blah, blah. So try not to do it like that. Just right before they get in the car, when you see them, they're walking up, go ahead and hit it and then talk to them. That way, if you do hit it and they cancel for whatever reason, you're not wasting one of those coffee cups, but you still have that other option, which I'll explain a little bit, that you can do once you run out of that. Because if you use it correctly, you're definitely going to run out of them, but they do reload after a while, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's why I say is that coffee cup made it easier for me to not have to worry about getting ride offers while I'm dealing with traffic. I got the rain, I got the girls talking, whatever. I don't want to sit there and have to like try to figure out, is that ride worth it, is it not? Because I don't really know the area, so I don't know what rides normally come in, how much they cost. I don't know what the traffic is, if I'm taking that ride, if it's worth that price because I'm going to be sitting in traffic for an hour. I don't know all those things. Now with Gridwise, and that's a good time I want to tell you guys about Gridwise. You know, it's a paid promotion, but Gridwise, if you scan that QR code, you get a 14-day trial. It does help out the channel. That app does help you know what type of events are going on in that city, wherever you're at. Lets you know how busy that airport is, and it lets you know the most profitable areas. Now, you have to be careful with the profitable areas, because sometimes it may say there's a lot of business, but there might be a lot of business for a reason. Maybe there's an event, maybe, but it could just be a part of town you might not really want to work in, especially if you're from out of town. It might be best just to stay away from that area. So you have to be careful with surges and stuff like that to know why there's such a so much activity in the heat map right there in that area. So always be careful with that. But when you use that coffee cup, it keeps all that confusion down, because once you drop them off, you just unpause it, and then now you can sit there, or you could drive down the street and you can see where you're going to go. Because if you're Uber Pro Blue like I am, you're not going to get the whole trip duration when you're Diamond or whatever, because of all the declines that you did. Your acceptance rating is so low. but that's fine, because when you're starting off new, it doesn't matter, because now you get to see that ride. It gives you time to figure out, do I want to take it? How much money is it? Is it worth it? All that. You got more time to focus on that instead of trying to drive, miss a turn. Now you just cost that trip turned into 30 more minutes, or you cost some more money. You don't want to try to do all that. So that's why I always try to say that coffee cup is the best feature that Uber has. It's a hidden feature, and it's right there in front of your face. And that's why I wanted to make this episode, was just to try to reiterate about this coffee cup, because a lot of you guys said thank you. I never really thought about it like that. Now I've had people also comment saying, hey, Uber Pet, you could flip that on, and I appreciate that. That's why I always say, leave something in the comments. Let me know if you know something. And what I want to talk about is that Uber Pet mode, is that Uber Pet, it works, but the problem with Uber Pet is, the only way I see it is, when I did Uber Pet, I didn't get that many rides with Uber Pet. So maybe your area is different, but with Uber Pet, you're still online, so when you try to get to that surge, it might disappear, because now you just are that number of cars that it was trying to get to that area to cover those rides. Now it'll disappear on you. You won't get to catch it. So being Uber Pet, leaving it on, can actually too end up with some pets in your car. Maybe you didn't want them, and then now you got to cancel the ride. You don't want to have to go through all that and it inconvenience the customer at the same time. So Uber Pet may work. Maybe your area is busy with Uber Pet, but I don't like to leave Uber Pet on, because I don't want to have to pick people up with their animals because of the leather. I don't want to have to clean it up and then you have to get out. It could be a mess. Never really had any issues, but doesn't mean an issue can't arise. I try to avoid certain things. Trying to avoid it, that's the way to avoid it. That's why I say just do the coffee cup. Now, once you do run out of the coffee cups, which you will if you use it correctly, you're gonna run out of them, but they do re-upload, is you'll just hit that stop new request. But you have to wait till you start the ride, then you hit stop new request. Or I think even once you accept the ride, you can still do stop new request, so it doesn't really matter. But I would always do that, because now you're gonna land in a new area, you're gonna be offline. All you gotta do is go back online. If you gotta take a picture, no big deal, because it still does it to you anyways. Now if you do get in that instance where you're trying to hit that coffee cup, you're trying to stop new request and it's not letting you do it, go ahead and be prepared to take a picture when you drop them off, because that's the reason. I've had it done that before, like, wow, Uber won't let me take a break, Uber won't let me log off. No, it wanted me to take a picture just to verify my account, so that's why it wouldn't let me do it. So it was automatically doing it for me without wasting those resources that it has on the app for me. So that's why I wanted to show you guys. You've seen in the videos with Miami how I was trying to navigate through it. Then it started raining, had all those little issues. I did make a little bit of money. Now I didn't know how that area was, so I wasn't 100% sure if I was making as much as I could have made, but I'll find that out when I go back down there again to film and make some money. But during that time, that coffee cup helped me out, because it kept me from being confused when I was trying to drive people. It helped me catch some surges, and it helped me when I had to try to navigate through an area that I have never driven in. So if you guys do like these tips and these videos, and then sometimes I do kind of speak on something else some more, maybe I go more in depth, it's not really because I'm running out of something or anything like that. It's more so because I try to explain it, because when you guys leave a comment and I hear stuff you're saying, or I'll see stuff on Reddit, that's when I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video and try to explain it in more detail, because that way it helps you guys out. So if you do like and subscribe, then you can be notified when I do make a new video. I try to do a video every week. I was doing it on Wednesdays, now I just upload them weekly. I might do 2 videos. I'm gonna do at least 1. I'll probably do a couple shorts. And that's the thing too, is if you watch those YouTube shorts definitely help, because I get a little chance to put in a little something that might have happened to me during that day when I was driving, to give you advice on something else. It's just sometimes I don't have enough content to really upload it to make it, so that's why I just do YouTube short here and there to try to make it easy for you guys. But if you'll notice too, on the screen I'm gonna have a QR code with the thing about my trip. If that is a GoFundMe, that's for like the first leg of the trip. If you guys want to help out, $10, $5, I don't even care if it's $1, whatever, every little bit counts, every little bit helps. once I get through that first leg of the trip, if I start making some money with the advertising or monetize through YouTube, whatever, I will take the rest of that remaining money that's in that GoFundMe and I will donate it to a charity. Once I start selling some shirts and Patreon and some other stuff, I will also be donating some of those proceeds to charity until I can get a charity that will work with me. Then it will just automatically give it to them right then and there. But if you know a charity you might want me to work with, leave that in the comments too. I do have to be careful with charities because some of them aren't always what they made out to be, and I don't want to be scammed. I don't want you to be scammed, and I don't want to be a part of something that is trying to do anything like that. So like and subscribe, it helps. I will have some t-shirts coming soon. You probably like them. They're going to be good. They'll definitely be something you might want to wear while you're driving because it might help you out, and you'll see what I'm talking about here probably next week because I got to redesign it real quick, get it off to the print shop and have them make the shirts for me. But that QR code right there for the GoFundMe, that'll help out that first leg of the trip. Also too, that Gridwise affiliate link, if you scan that QR code, sign up, get the 14-day trial, that also helps too. I do appreciate it, Gridwise, and I do use that app, and it does come in handy when you go to that other city that you've never been to. It makes a huge difference. That's why I do it. That's why I use it. I've always used it, especially at the airports, but it does really help when you're in an area that you've never been to. So like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions, any comments, leave it down there. I'll do respond. If you ever notice, anytime you might leave a comment, I respond pretty quickly, sometimes immediately. It depends because it pops up. If I'm looking, if I'm not driving, I'm able to do it. I'm going to do it as soon as possible, but I'm going to reply to all the comments no matter what they are. I'm always going to try to reply to you guys. So anything else you might any other questions and stuff that I haven't covered yet, let me know. I'll try to make them really quicker if not, and then maybe I already made them, I just haven't finished editing them yet because you know I am doing all this stuff by myself. But at the end of the year, in a couple months, I'm going to be traveling across the US. I'm going to Uber in every city. So if you're in another city, you want to meet up, I'll do an interview with you or something. That'd be nice. Let me know. Just leave a comment down there. You can DM me. You can go to my website. Also, my website will be able to contact me through that also. So I do appreciate all the people that are buying stuff from Amazon, the affiliate link with Gridwise, and then if you want to donate to the GoFundMe, I'd appreciate that also. I have some shirts coming out here soon, and eventually I have a Patreon set up. Maybe you're an editor or something like that, you want to help out, let me know. Just DM me. I am looking for some. It could help out, but we'll see what happens. Right now, just doing it all by myself, so it does take time, it does take money, and you know, even this episode right here probably took me 4 or 5 hours just to upload it to YouTube, between rendering it from a Premiere Pro to uploading it to YouTube. So it does take a while. It is a process. So I do appreciate it, guys. Like and subscribe. That coffee cup, I'm telling you, it's the best thing they have. It's a hidden feature. It's right in front of your face. Use it as much as possible. Once you run out, use that stop new request because that makes a huge difference also, guys. So thank you, and see you next week.